Time now for the day's sports news. Let's say hello to Kedavan Gorgistani.
Hello.
In an era where people complain athletes are too pampered, that sports have become too predictable, the French certainly, they captures their imagination. The Vendée Globe sailing race, solo, round the world.
And unassisted.
And unassisted. That means if your boat breaks down, you got to fix it yourself.
You got to fix it yourself, and it's usually about 3 months at sea. So really a big deal, and one of the big deals is also going through what's called the doldrums. The doldrums, it's an area around the equator known for its unpredictable weather, but mostly also for its windless waters that can heavily slow down the fleet and reduce the gap between the skippers. So that's why it's very important to get as much of a head start as possible. And Hugo Boss skipper Alex Thomson, he did just that. Thomson is now heading out of those doldrums firmly ahead. He took the most direct, southward, shortest route through the doldrums. And once again, his strategy looks to have paid off at the 6 p.m. rankings. He was still firmly ahead by 90 miles with Armel Lecléache and Vincent Rioux completing that top three. And we'll have, of course, more rankings at 10 p.m. rankings for the Vendée Globe. Moving on now to some basketball action with the NBA. The Blazers were hosting the Nuggets, and the visitors starting out well. Denver leading by 8 points at the end of the opening quarter and holding on to that lead till halftime. But in the third quarter, Portland stepped up their game, pushing hard through Damian Lillard, who had 32 points on the night, and CJ McCollum, who added 21 points for Portland. The Blazers winning it 112-105 to send the Nuggets to their fourth straight defeat. Now, in the other games of the night, Orlando beat the Thunder by 2 points thanks to Serge Ibaka's career-high 31 points. Another career high, this time for Andrew Wiggins, who had 47 points as the Timberwolves beat the Lakers, and the Warriors had their 9th straight win, 133-120 against the Suns. Day 2 at the ATP World Tour Finals in London. That's tennis, of course, and Kei Nishikori opening the John McEnroe group with an upset, beating Stan Wawrinka in straight sets. Their previous encounter in September saw the Swiss reach the US Open final on his way to a third Grand Slam title, but this time around, the 31-year-old quickly fell behind Nishikori, breaking twice and winning 4 games in a row to take the first set 6-2 in just 29 minutes. The second set wasn't much more of a contest, with Nishikori taking it 6-3, and with it the match in an hour and 7 minutes. This win also improving Nishikori's chances of overhauling Wawrinka at the end of the year and finishing the year as world number 3. And of course, later tonight, the new world number 1, Andy Murray, he will be taking on Marin Cilic. Now, on Tuesday, France will be taking on the Ivory Coast in a friendly in the northern French town of Lens, a matchup between the finalists of the Euros and the reigning African champions. A first in more than a decade. Last time around, it was in 2005. The Elephants, as the Ivorians are known, lost 3-0 against Les Bleus. But this new generation hopes to do better. Our correspondents sent us this report.
On that day, he wore the captain's armband. Cyril Doumareau played for his national side an incredible 87 times. But this particular match was unforgettable.
It's still a bit difficult to watch. It was a beautiful game, but we should have done better.
On the 17th of August 2005, the Ivory Coast played France for the first time ever. Despite tense diplomatic relations between the two countries, the match itself was friendly.
The game was organized by politicians. We were happy to face France on the pitch. But that game wasn't a good one for us. We were a bit tense, perhaps. I hope our young men do better than us.
11 years ago, the score was 3-0. Today in Abidjan, don't be fooled by the colour of these Ivorian First Division kits. Underneath their jerseys, their hearts all beat orange, and they dream of their team winning against France. The European Cup runners-up versus the current champions of Africa. It's the hottest ticket in town.
It's more than just a friendly. It's like a tournament, like a World Cup game.
It's time for payback, because that's what Ivorians want. They'll give it their best in order not to be beaten again.
There's no better match for Ivory Coast or for France right now. To play against the African champions will be a real test. And to play against France, the Euro finalists, it'll be a great warm-up ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations.
With just 2 months to go until the Pan-African tournament, Tuesday's game will provide a good warm-up for the Ivorian champions.
Big match ahead there tomorrow in Lens, France against Ivory Coast.
All right, many thanks, Kedevan Gorgestani. We'll have more sports news for you later, coming up at the top of the hour. More news, and then the France 24 debate. Europe's reaction to the election of Donald Trump. We're hearing lots of cheers from Eurosceptics. Are they right? Stay with us.